I'm Larry Menti. Welcome back to Jersey Matters. There is a battle in New Jersey over an oil pipeline. So far, the people that are opposing the pipeline are winning, but they're concerned. Representing that coalition is Jeff Tittel. He is the director of the Sierra Club and involved with the coalition against the Pilgrim Pipeline. Let's start at the beginning. What is the Pilgrim Pipeline?
The Pilgrim Pipeline is a 120-mile-long two-way pipeline from Albany, New York, down to Linden and Sewaren, New Jersey. And when I say it's a two-way pipeline, it's going to bring crude oil down that's coming from North Dakota and from Albany down to Linden and to Sewaren. And then the other part of the pipeline will bring refined products back like gasoline up to Albany for distribution up into New England.
Now, it seemed like you had this defeated. There was 28 towns that came out against it. There were several organizations like the Sierra Club, citizens groups that came out against it, and both houses of the legislature have said no to it, and yet we're still talking about it.
Yes, because they've gone into New York State now looking for permits, for environmental permits, and to be exempted from some of their environmental reviews, coming down near the New York Thruway to the New Jersey border. And so they're going to be coming in for permits here in New Jersey. And because of the type of permitting system it is, because it's an oil and hazardous materials pipeline, there's a lot of gaps in law. It's not regulated by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission or any other agency, so it really becomes a local and state battle. And unfortunately, this pipeline is cutting through some of the most environmentally sensitive parts of New Jersey, through the highlands.
Much of the water for the whole state comes from the highlands, and that's one of your concerns.
Yes, and it's going to cross 3 major water supply streams and near the Wanacue Reservoir. So the drinking water to about 3 million New Jerseyans could be directly threatened by a leak or a spill from this pipeline, and that's a real concern. I mean, people don't realize that 1 quart of oil pollutes 1 million gallons of water. So when you talk about a pipeline pushing through millions of gallons a day, the threat to our water supply is pretty severe. Plus, it's going in Morris County right past a lot of major wells where the people in Morris County get their drinking water as well.
You have a coalition, the coalition pushing for this, oil companies, and all trade unions, because they say, look, this is going to be 2,000 jobs. Is that right? That 2,000 jobs is about right?
That's what they say. We don't know. Because what's interesting is that one of the largest refineries in New Jersey, ConocoPhillips, doesn't want the oil. So we don't know how many jobs it really is going to be, but we do know what the risk is to the drinking water and to New Jersey's 3 largest industries. Food processing, pharmaceutical, are water dependent.
So you're not disputing that it could be 2,000 jobs. You're saying that's not important considering what's up against it. Let me talk about it from their perspective. They say this is the safest way to transport this oil. If you transport it by train, if you transport it by truck, that is a much more volatile way to transport this oil. This would actually be safe.
It's not safe at all. Oil pipelines leak all the time and have to constantly be maintained, and a spill would be a disaster. Also, this oil is highly volatile. It's actually explosive. It's actually more explosive than gasoline. And so there's safety issues concerned. And we just had I'm from Ringwood, and we just had an earthquake in Ringwood. Just think if this pipeline went through an earthquake and going through the Ramapo there by Ringwood and broke open. It's a disaster waiting to happen. We do not need it. There are many better ways for us to get oil in New Jersey. And, we're moving towards a cleaner, greener economy with, Ford yesterday just came out with a plan for 13 new plug-in electric cars. Toyota, every company is moving greener, and this is really tying us to the fossil foolishness of the past instead of moving us forward to a cleaner environment.
And quickly, what's next? Is there a next?
Yes, the Sierra Club has hired some consultants to help fight any DEP permits, because we're concerned that you have to understand that this pipeline is cutting through some of the most environmentally sensitive areas in the state, the Highlands Forest Preservation Area near the Wanacue Reservoir, crossing through near the Great Swamp. And so we've hired consultants to help us when they come in for their DEP permits, because we don't believe that they can, under New Jersey law, actually get a lot of the permits they need for crossing these high-quality streams or going under these streams or cutting through wetlands and some of the aquifer recharge areas. So, we're concerned that, even though we've been winning so far, the battle is still ahead of us when it comes to these.
And there's powerful forces on the other side. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you being here. Jeff Tittel, the director of the Sierra Club and part of the coalition against the Pilgrim Pipeline. When we come back, we'll talk about e-cigarettes and vaping and why it's catching on, especially among the young, when the Jersey Matters continues.